Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and the voice that roared, Voch Lambardi. Voch, how you doing, man?
Doski Woski, Peasky Weesky. It's been a great first 2 days of the draft. It's been great being able to mingle with you guys and meeting the fans and all that. Thanks for having me, man. Salute.
Well, yesterday we had Cowboy Nation literally rebelling. They were saying that was a wasted pick. What the hell was going on? Jerry Jones is an idiot GM, and his son is a chip off the old block if he's the one who made the pick. How are you feeling today?
Let's not just pretend like this front office just lost its mind and turned into the Browns overnight. Everything we do is for a reason, whether we know it or not. 80% of Cowboys fans are emotional, and I think most of us went through in a very emotional situation last night when it came to Leighton Vander Esch. I think what part of my emotion came from was that all of my favorite guys were on the board. Harold Landry, Isaiah Wynn, Quinn Nelson, if you like, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, all those guys were on the board. So I was prepared to take one of those guys. And all of a sudden, we take Leighton Vander Esch, right? So it looks like a reach. It looks bad. I hated it. It made me sick. I threw up. I lost sleep at night.
You saw the picture of the two of us. They're like,
Y'all was watching.
that was crazy. Yeah, and
But what you got to do is you got to take a step back and let your emotion run out, because then logic takes over and we take a deep breath, we think about it, and now we have to say, okay, Leighton Vander Esch is a Cowboy regardless.
Yes.
How does he fit? So when you look at his fit, I think it's going to work out for us. Want me to go ahead and get into how it's going to work out?
to me, a lot of people just seem to think the team is just going willy-nilly and just throwing darts or throwing shit on the wall and hoping it sticks. But I think they've actually had a great plan. When you look at the problems that we had we had depth on the offensive line, when Tyron Smith went out, we could have made the playoffs, okay? Had we had somebody in there when Sean Lee went out, where we were literally giving up 180 yards on the ground every week because, we were relying on a guy with one leg and no-name people. To me, it looks like they're addressing those needs and trying to say, okay, we're not going to have that situation where we have a Chaz Green give up 6 sacks and we give up 9 sacks in a game, because the offensive line truly looks like it's back to the Great Wall, and it seems like they have some depth. So that way, you're planning for if Tyron Smith misses a couple of games. You can't argue with him when he's healthy, but you can't go ahead and drop completely out of the woods there.
Absolutely.
And wide receivers, definitely. I know you're high on the pick there. You about did a happy dance, I thought. In fact,
What I like about this team, though,
I think we need to celebrate here. This is the good, smooth stuff here.
Doski Woski. What I like is I think we had 3 starters in the first 3 rounds. And I think that's one of our biggest goals. We like to give Chris Richard a little bit of credit about his influence and things like that. He knows how to run a pass-deflecting defense.
True.
Right? So if Chris Richard comes in the office, all of a sudden, hey, Jalen, you think you want to play Sam linebacker?
Right.
Hey, Sean Lee, just in case something happens, maybe we need a contingency plan of linebacker, right? So I know a lot of Cowboys fans emotionally. I know we were looking for a guy like Rashaan Evans. But when you look at Rashaan Evans, he's a very downhill forward linebacker that can pass rush. We have a guy named Jalen Smith that can do that already.
And Jalen Smith, let's be honest now. Jalen Smith is better when you say go to a point of attack.
Absolutely.
To me, the problem with Jalen Smith is because that foot, and I don't know how far it is,
Lateral
they say
move.
it's 90% there. He's working out without the brace, which is fantastic. The problems that you had with him was when he had to step backwards, go in pass coverage, and make those moves. If you have him having to play downhill, he's great.
So Jalen has to play more forward in his new Sam linebacker situation. So if you're a Tampa 2 defense, the 2 most important positions are 3 tech and middle linebacker.
Right.
David Irving demands a lot of attention. We see him do it. If he's on the field and he's dominant, he's healthy, he's not in trouble, David Irving, he's our guy. Now we need a middle linebacker. Somebody that can move backwards, somebody that can move laterally. Rashaan Evans, I like him, but we had questions about guys in space. So now we're looking at a linebacker like, what are we gonna do? Josie Jewell is mentally what we need, but physically he's not fast enough. Guys like Malik Jefferson, super athletes, but he guesses. Maybe he's not mentally 100%. If you look at Leighton Vander Esch, I still think he's a little soft. Rod Marinelli can probably cuss that out of him though. I think he's a little soft, but mentally, he sees it, reacts well, great with his movement. Laterally,
Yes,
he
most
moves
definitely.
backwards well, great in zone coverage, great in man coverage, shut down tight ends.
Can't coach
If you-
size.
Absolutely. If you have a running back out of the backfield that you feel good about, the Giants drafted Saquon Barkley. I feel better about Leighton Vander Esch covering him than a Josie Jewell.
Amen to that. That's true.
And a lot of people are saying that Vander Esch is a second-round pick. Vander Esch is probably the latest of first-round guys that you can get. He wasn't going to be there at 50. So when you look at that in conjunction with us drafting 4 or 5 young DBs last year,
Yeah.
we have a top 3 pass rusher. We have these other guys on our D line that can demand attention. David Irving. We finally have our linebacker that can move backwards, 6'5",
Right.
250, big. Physical, not very imposing though, but I think he can be coached into that though. But he has the physical tools we need. I'm okay with the Leighton Vander Esch pick.
Well, okay, now, wide receiver wise, now we also got Connor Williams on our offensive line. As we were talking about before, that gives you options. You could actually take Lyle Collins, put him back to guard, or keep him at tackle. I mean, there's a lot of things, but the key on there with the people we have, we're covered if somebody gets injured. And your thoughts on how you think they're going to try and work that out?
As far as Connor Williams, I think they're going to play him at left guard, and if we're in a super pinch, put him at right tackle. What I like the most about Connor Williams as an offensive lineman, I'm a former O-line guy, is you have to be strong and powerful and balanced consistently. And in order to do that, you need flexibility. Connor Williams, very flexible in his hips. He never bends over. His chest is always up. His butt is always down. That's where we're the strongest. His base is always good. Elbows are always tucked. So when we shoot our hands, we're always on the inside. Some of these guards, the elbows get a little wide on them. So when they shoot, they hug you. This ain't strong. This is strong.
It's like
Connor Williams is constantly here, chest up, butt down. So when you put him on the inside, all he has to do is react to inside stuff. He doesn't have to worry about covering C gap to sidelines. All he has is A gap to C gap, which is this big. And I feel great about Connor Williams being able to cover that. If you need him to play tackle in a pinch, I think of him as a better tackle than Mike McGlinchey, in my personal opinion. Connor Williams is a dog in the run game. He's nasty. I like Tyron Smith. He's a gentleman. Travis Frederick got a nice little handshake on him. Connor Williams doesn't want to be your friend. He doesn't want to shake your hand after the game. He wants to take your lunch money. He wants to take your girlfriend after. He's a nasty, physical dude. And if you have Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott's going to run the ball. Rod Smith is going to run the ball. That's 40 run attempts. Dak Prescott's probably going to throw the ball 18 to 25 times.
Well,
I like addressing that.
Oh, I agree, definitely. And this definitely states that we are going to be a ground and pound, run first offense that's just going to basically line up and go man to man and just drive the hell block out of you. And that should open up actually good old Dak Prescott being able to roll out, because basically you're going to be seeing 8 men in the box. And Dak Prescott, you start rolling him out because you've got the flow going to the left, roll him out to the right with our new wide receiver. How do you think our new wide receiver is going to fit in?
We want to talk about, and I hate the term Dak friendly, but we kind of got to use it.
You know what? It started with Tony Romo friendly. And I'm going to tell you, to me, when people kept saying Dez Bryant's not going anywhere, the moment they said Dak friendly, I thought back to T.O.
Yeah.
I said, this is the Cowboys getting rid of him just like they got rid of T.O. So, unfortunately, the term is.
What I like about the Cowboys picks is that we're moving closer to our identities with each of them. Like, Chris Richard gave us this identity of deflecting pass. Vander Esch, helps with that. We're a run-first team. Connor Williams helps with that. If we're looking at Dak Prescott, he's not a gunslinger. So these downfield threats, Dez Bryant, Bryce Butler, Terrence Williams, sorry, fam. But I think we're moving away from those guys. We're moving more into route runners.
I may also put Cole Beasley into that mix, too.
Possibly.
Because, here's the thing. Terrence Williams, you cut him, it doesn't save you a dime. Cole Beasley, all of a sudden you got $3.7 million if he ends up being good. And you look at a Ryan Switzer and Cole Beasley. Ryan Switzer's the poor man's Cole Beasley.
We're moving more towards elite route running, gaining separation through nuance, flashing your hands, securing the ball, and yak. And that's what Dak is really good at. Jason Witten retired today, so we're going to miss that. Hey, I'm going to go 4 yards, secure the catch. I may not get any yak, though, but I secured the catch. If you look at Allen Hurns, you look at Michael Gallop, Cole Beasley, we'll see, Ryan Switzer, those are guys that secure catches. Then we focus on yak. They're not downfield guys. Dak does surgery. Dak's not a gunslinger. So I like
I'm
Michael
okay with
Gallop.
that.
Michael Gallop is
Low risk,
probably,
low risk.
I would say, besides Calvin Ridley, they're in the same tier of elite, smooth route runners. And Michael Gallop is going to be able to create separation. He's 6 foot. He's not the fastest guy in the world, 4.5 40, but he does have some extension where he can snatch the ball out of the air to gain even more separation to get the ball wherever Dak puts it. You know, you got a problem with Dak's ball placement. He'll get the ball out of the air for Dak Prescott. So that's moving more towards our passing identity as well. So I think we got 3 starters in the first 3 rounds in this draft.
Well, that would be huge because when you look at what we got in 2016, the reason why that team did so well is we got instant impact from our draft class. You know, Dak Prescott, thank God, because Tony Romo left it on the field again, you know, another body part. And then, of course, you had Zeke Elliott run the hell out of the football. You had Malik Collins, who played really well on the defensive line. We missed him sorely last year. And then, of course, you also had Anthony Brown, who surprised everybody. Towards the end of that rookie season, he was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. This past year, we didn't get any kind of an impact whatsoever from the draft. You know, everybody has dealing with hamstring issues and so on. It was really, other than Lewis, nobody really made an impact until later on in the season. If we can get 3 starters that have an instant impact, that bodes really well for our team. I'm looking forward to. Now, looking ahead to the rest of the picks, we still have 7 more to go. We still have now a big hole because Jason Witten retired. So we're going to definitely need to address that tight end situation. Of course, we still, if you're not sold on Kevon Frazier and you're not sold on Jeff Heath as well as Kevon Frazier, Xavier Woods, you still are looking at safety and tight end. So
there are plenty tight ends that we can.
I'm sorry, and defensive line. Can't forget, we still need a tank.
There are plenty defensive linemen still to go. There are plenty of tight ends to go. You know, Izzo, Jalen Samuels. Foots is a fan of Troy Fumagalli, a very balanced guy that can block and tackle from Wisconsin. So we have options for tight end as of late. Now look, we got 7 more picks.
7 picks left to go.
We can trade up and move around. We can get the best of the best that's left. Also, guys, if you just want to just shoot your little shot, Maurice Hurst is still there. Ronnie Harris is still there. Harrison Phillips is still there. So we got guys that can give us quality stats at 1 tech, 3 tech, strong safety. More from Southern Miss. As of this recording, he still exists on the board. So it's a lot of moves that we can still make, and we got 7 picks. I think this is the round where you want to move around a little bit. Maurice Hurst. How about Shaquem Griffin? Just a guy that can be special teams guy, pass rusher, a guy that can give you even more linebacker depth, a guy that can give you strong safety depth. As far as strong safety though, Kevon Frazier and all that type of stuff, we still got Elliott on the board. I think Marcus Allen.
Everybody here, my boy Foots, man, my adopted son here. The Cowboys are trading back in this round. We just got an instant update from Walt from Best for Business. We are live as we're going, guys. See, we are in the loop here. So the Cowboys are trading back. I don't have the complete details on it. Unfortunately, Walt had only gave us just letting us know. So we're going to have to find that out. But hey, guys, this has been incredible. Final thoughts here?
Well, first I just want to piggyback off both my big bros. They put on an amazing event, live streaming the whole thing. I was over at the freaking stadium getting the fan reaction. Y'all held it down. I was watching y'all's live stream. Real quick, take a chance on Maurice Hurst.
Take a chance on him. He has a heart condition.
Too good at talent, but
he has a heart condition. But we're also talking about 3 techs being one of the big positions in the Tampa 2 defense. Maurice Hurst has an elite level first step. Explosion, first step in B gap, nasty. A lot of guys beat him because they can't get their steps to get hands on him. Now he can work on his hands, he can work on his technique, disengagement, things like that. But as far as a 1 gap blowing guys up, Maurice Hurst is your guy, and he's available right now. So if you want to take a chance on him, you want to take a chance on Shaquem Griffin. He's the one-handed linebacker from USC.
Let him do everything.
UCF, pardon me. A lot of guys don't want to get him because of his handicap, but if you have any questions about Shaquem Griffin, watch the Auburn tape. He played at strong safety, whooped people. He played at linebacker, ran sideline to sideline. He covered tight ends. Plus, this is what I like the most about him. At the end of the game, when UCF was winning, Auburn was behind, and Jarrett Stidham had to throw to get it. Yo, Shaquem Griffin, go rush the passer. He terrorized the tackles on both sides, got sacks and hurry. Shaquem Griffin has one hand, but he is probably the most skilled player left on the board. And he ran a 4.3, 840. So let's take a chance on Shaquem Griffin. If he ends up only being special teams guy, linebacker depth guy, at least we took a chance. But I love him.
Well, final thoughts on this tape here, because let's look at the whole offseason as a whole. I think the Cowboys have actually done a lot. I know fans out there, a lot of you guys are pissed off about Dez Bryant. They're not going to be happy about losing Jason Witten and stuff. But let's be clear. I think the Cowboys actually did a hell of a lot for the future of this franchise, because they started cleaning up that cap situation. And they definitely got younger. And I think
a lot of old guys disappeared.
Personally, I think they're getting a core group of guys that you say, okay, this year might still be a bit of a learning curve, but I know when you take the guys that we put in the secondary there with Lewis, Woods, Awuzie, Kevin Frazier, those guys are going to be better this year from just having that experience, and they're going to grow together. And that's the thing that is key with football is it's great to have great players, but if I don't know, when you're playing on the offensive line, I can just give you a look, just a little glance between you and me, and we know exactly what we want to do. We may be changing stuff and coaching ourselves in the field, but you need that kind of a repertoire. And that's the good thing about building a team from the draft. Money-wise, hey, next year, I think now with Jason Witten retired, about $75 million in cap space?
Absolutely.
We've got a lot of dead money this year, but that's going to open up some possibilities that if they do decide they want to go ahead and get some free agents or go ahead and lock up, of course, Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott and Zach Martin, they're going to be able to do that. And this is part of that whole thing of getting the team right. And I'll let you add whatever you want to add to that.
I was asked on the outside by one of the fans, are we retooling? Are we rebuilding? And I don't think we're rebuilding because we have a clear idea of our identity. We're a run-first team. We're going to be a timing-based pass offense. And when it comes to defense, we're going to stop the run, and we're going to be a super pass defense. We're just drafting guys to add on to that repertoire. You know what I mean? So moving on into the fourth round, expect a tight end, a very possession, solid-handed tight end. You want a defensive tackle that can help keep guys off of your linebackers. Just constantly building more Legos to help assist and fully bring out the identity that you're trying to build.
And the thing that I really love, because you can look back, you can find a lot of reasons why we didn't make the playoffs and stuff. I mean, everybody will say it's Zeke Elliott. People will say it was the offensive line. I will say it was depth.
Yeah.
You can't argue with the frontline guys that we have. If everybody is healthy and can play and they're on the same page, you got on paper one of the best teams in football. The problem is nobody stays healthy, and our depth is what has been killing us for years. Once you lose a Sean Lee or a Tyron Smith, all of a sudden you don't have capable guys because there hasn't been money to pay capable backups. Right now, we have really addressed that problem, and I feel actually really good going into this season right now, and I can't wait to see the rest of these picks tomorrow.
Likewise. I'll be here tomorrow in a brand new outfit, ready to watch day 3, giving analysis.
That's our day, Bot. That's a scout's day.
That's nerd day. That's nerd day.
Right.
The guys, when y'all gave up on and we're just watching 5th round picks just to watch them 6th round picks, I will have analysis for you for whoever we draft. Trust me, I'm ready to go for y'all.
Now, I don't know if you don't know who this is and subscribe to him, come out from underneath the rock, man, because he does know his stuff. That's why I wanted to bring him in here, because you know what? I focus in on more once they get on the team and stuff like that. I don't have the resources and the knowledge that this man brings to it. And what he tells you is, in fact, fact, as well as my man over here, Foots is another one of those great guys that, he's a nerd. Clearly, I've been running around like a crazy man trying to, get stuff set up, cooking and all that. He's been in the back there constantly like a bookworm with his book, his laptop, and going through it. Man, I'm doing film work on this guy. Man, I can tell you this, that. And it's like, man, you're making my head hurt, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. So subscribe to these guys, man. They put in the work, the effort and stuff like that. This guy knows more than I can guarantee you most of the people that work at ESPN. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and of course, it's the great Voch Lambardi.
Just trust us, man. Like, you don't see notepads in front of us. Like, Foots don't have a notepad in front of him. We going off the head. We've done the work. Trust us. I'm Voch Lambardi. That's Foots the King. Follow us. VOCHLOMBARDI. Everything I show you on my channel is on screen. I will not lie to you. Authenticism. That's what it's all about. Amen. Salute to y'all. Thanks for having me, bro.
And with that, we're going to close the night.
Joe Boo took a spill. He dropped.
With Joe Boo.
I caught him. Joe gonna wear Tim's. He from New York.
Okay. See you. Hold on.